Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone and welcome to ISRA Community Space. ISRA Community Space is part of ISRA-UK charity. It's been running for a good few years, but really has been established since the beginning of the year where we did a whole launch. The community space provides various activities for members of the public and members of the community. So they do coffee mornings, we have classes here. You can see there's quite a few things were happening before the crisis and COVID-19 happening. And we ran various things. We did things like counselling, cooking club, coffee mornings, again, I'm repeating myself. But since the crisis, everything's stopped. And we're slowly getting back to it, but we're really looking at making the most of it while we're still social distancing and we can't do anything within the space. So what we're looking at, and previously we had started a cooking club, and we did the cooking training with a group of adults, and they really enjoyed it and they want to carry on. So what we thought of doing, and we're here now, we've got a beautiful space, is carry on doing some of the cooking classes within the community space, but online. So today I'm doing something, next week or the week after somebody else will do something. What we're trying to do is encourage maybe individuals to all come and share some recipes, share some activities. It doesn't have to be recipes, it can be activities, creative arts, it could be exercise, but we want to make use of this space. So today I'm here and I'm sharing a very, very, very easy recipe. It's an Algerian recipe. It's called Algerian rice. As far as I can remember, it's always been called Algerian rice. It's a typical recipe from the region of Oran in Algeria. It's my mom's recipe, I think. She pinched it from somebody. But it's a beautiful recipe. It's really, really nice. It's very wholesome. It has a lot of things. It has chicken, rice, lots of vegetables in it, and it's all in one pot. You just put everything in one pot. It takes about half an hour, and you've got a whole meal. So let me get you through some of the ingredients. Hopefully, it should take, I'd say, just the time of the chicken to cook, really, which is about half an hour. And also, let me just emphasize this: when we did our cooking club, and we started doing the cooking sessions, we didn't have a cooker, we didn't have anything, and what the people who came to do the sessions with us said, you don't need a cooker, you don't need an oven, you don't need anything else, as in whole. You need just a cooking pot, maybe a portable oven, and so on. So this is what I'm doing today. I've got this beautiful electric cooking pot, and that's what I'm going to do my Algerian rice. So it takes about between half an hour to 45 minutes, I'd say. So the ingredients are chicken. There it is. You can use any chicken. You can use a whole chicken cut in pieces. You can use chicken niblets, chicken thighs, chicken breasts cut in small pieces. It's up to you, whatever you want, whatever you have in the fridge. Rice, some plum tomatoes, some vegetables here. We've got some garlic, we've got some carrots, potatoes, peppers and peas. I'm using that because that's what my mom used to use, but you can use any vegetables, whatever you like. Sometimes I put sprouts in it because my husband loves sprouts, and he'll have sprouts with everything. I put sprouts in couscous, I put sprouts in everything. So you can use anything else, pumpkins, anything you want really, anything that you've got in the fridge. You can use cauliflower, you can use anything, but this is what I'm using today. We've got a few spices here: salt, pepper, paprika, some cumin powder, oil obviously to cook with, and some bay leaves, some stock, chicken stock, and this is saffron, and it's in powder form. Gives it a nice colour and nice flavouring, and some tomato puree. So I've washed my hands first, washed my chicken really thoroughly, washed my rice and let it soak for a bit. The first thing you need to do obviously is put your cooker on, add your oil. I think we could use about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. I never measure, But if people want measurement, I will give them some measurement. But I really don't measure anything I cook. I'm not too sure why. I don't measure, but also I don't taste my food. So, but that's me. But you can do that. So about 3 tablespoons of oil, 2 to 3, depends what you want. If you're on the diet, use 1. You don't have to. If you're not, 2 to 3. I like using oil in my cooking. So you let it get a bit hot. Then you're going to add your garlic and let it fry. But do not let the garlic burn. So you let it fry for a bit before you add your chicken. You have to bear with me with this because I've used this. This is a lovely cooking pot, and it does lots of things. It doesn't just cook, but it does roasts, it does chips, it fries, it does everything. But I use it for cooking, especially when I have a big pot, big thing to do. So I'm going to add the garlic. I've used about 4 to 6 cloves of garlic here. I like garlic. You don't have to use that much. I'm making a big pot of rice, so I'm using quite a bit. You don't have to use that much. It's up to you. If you like garlic, use a lot. If you don't use a lot. So you fry a bit, don't let it burn. Love the smell of garlic. Absolutely love the smell of garlic. And what I'm going to do now, before I add the garlic, is add a few bay leaves. About 4 to 5 bay leaves. And then I'm going to add my chicken. So you let the chicken fry for about a minute or so. It doesn't have to be brown or anything, just a quick fry. And just quickly wash my hands. Chicken, so I'm just giving it a quick fry. I have to get used to this pot because the temperature goes high, low, so you kind of get used to it. You just mix the whole thing, the garlic with the bay leaves and the chicken together. Give it a bit, a couple of minutes, as I said. It doesn't have to all go brown, but it makes it cook a bit, the chicken cooks a bit. I used to love watching my mom's cooking this, and I used to wait for it as well. But it was quick to cook, so you didn't have to wait long. So what I'm going to do now, once this is, I say brown, you don't need to brown it, I just cooked a bit. I'm going to add my plum tomatoes. This is a tin of 400 grams plum tomatoes. You don't have to use the whole thing. I usually use about half. That's all I need, I don't need to use a lot. So I'm going to add that to it, and then I'll add the spices. So earlier on, I was talking to Junaid. Well, introduce yourself. Junaid is filming me today.
Assalamualaikum. Unfortunately, you did a good job of explaining it yourself.
Yeah, I was saying to him that I don't really use, apart from this gadget, I don't really use gadgets like choppers, and I chop everything by hand, I cut everything by hand, I don't blend, but I was showing him how I cut my garlic, and I don't use a garlic crusher because I find that it just wastes a lot of it. So I just cut everything. You said to me also now that people use just frozen garlic. And
yeah, it's convenient now. You can just literally buy it all frozen, already cut up.
Yes. For convenience purpose, it's quite good, isn't it? Yeah. But I like fresh. No. Even when people use frozen onions and stuff, I just like fresh. I just find that I'm not too sure what it is, but I find that it retains all the flavors and stuff. So I'm not maybe but I find that if I use frozen or in tubes, you've got garlic in tubes as well. I don't think they add something to it, but it changes a bit of the flavor. So you can get fresh, use fresh. That's my recommendation. But if not, by all means use
So fresh is best.
fresh is best.
Fresh
So
is
now, you can see the chicken is not really cooked or brown. What I'm going to do is add some tomatoes to it. You can use fresh tomatoes if you wanted to. It's easier with the plum tomatoes, it's got more juice to it. So it gives you a bit of sauce as well. But you can use fresh tomatoes, blend them. There we are. What I'm going to do now is start on the spices. Salt. So about 2 teaspoons of salt. And again, spices, I like black pepper because it gives a bit of kick, but it's not too spicy. And that's Algerians don't use a lot of spices, not a lot of chili spices on there. There's lots of flavors, a lot of spices, but not chili. But they use black pepper a lot. If you wanted to make it a bit chili, yeah, add chili powder, add fresh chilies, add hot chili. This is paprika, this is sweet paprika, you see, so there's nothing really spicy, but that's because it's an Algerian recipe. So I've added the salt, the pepper, the paprika, and one of the main ingredients that the Algerian use in North African, guess? Cumin. Cumin is used a lot.
Cumin is standard.
It's one of the main ingredients of
Algerian cooking.
The Algerian cooking and North African cooking as well. So I'm using about 2 teaspoons. I think that's plenty. I also add some tomato puree, about a tablespoon, I'd say.
Do you need that even although you've already put tomato in there?
It gives it the thickness as well, tomato puree. 1 stock cube. Can be vegetable stock cube, it can be chicken stock cube. It's up to you. And by the way, you don't have to put chicken in this as well. You can make it vegetarian. Just add more vegetable to it, and don't put the chicken in. I've never done it with meat. I've always done it with chicken. So, and then my saffron in powder form, which looks like turmeric, but I think it's got a bit more flavour than turmeric. And you give it a quick mix. So you can smell the cumin, isn't it, in that?
Yes, you can. Smells lovely.
But yeah, so it's quite a bit of colour, but that saffron does give you the colour. And then you just make sure that all the spices and tomatoes blend together first before you add anything else. So you know what? It's amazing because each country have got their own recipe with rice. So in Africa, in some parts of East Africa, they've got the jollof rice, and in Asia, Indians and Pakistanis have the biryani, and it's all in one pot. It's rice pots, you know.
It makes sense.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Convenient. All in one pot.
All in one pot. You've got. It's nice, and rice is really a staple diet, isn't it? And everybody uses rice a lot.
So this dish, how often would you serve it at home? How often would you do it to your family?
I use it quite often, but also I like rice. I eat quite a bit of rice, and I like to try different recipes with rice. But my youngest daughter, makes it all the time because her husband loves it and she likes it. So she makes it a lot. I'm just going to add a bit of water now. And then what I'll do, as this starts boiling a bit more, I'm going to add the vegetables. So I think carrots always go first because carrots takes longer to cook than your potatoes and your peppers and peas and frozen peas and stuff. So I add my carrots first, let it cook for a bit.
So you know in Algeria, would you use any particular type of pot or would it Does it matter?
No, any pot. I find that when I go back home, they cook a lot with pressure cooker.
Right.
Lots of the North Africans cook a lot with pressure cooker. Maybe it's because, especially with meat anyway, and I know in Morocco they use lots of beef, and so it's quick.
The reason why I asked that because I know in Morocco they use a tagine and that, don't they?
Yeah. Moroccans do tagine. Algerians, I haven't seen them doing tagines. Everything is cooked in pots and in pans and stuff. But the Moroccans do tagine. The Tunisians don't do tagine. I'm not too sure. I think the Moroccans use a tagine and they have a special thing, and it's so much nicer as well with the tagine. It retains all the flavour, and it's a one pot thing. So they put everything in the cold, put the tagine, and sometimes just put it in the oven and leave it here. I think over there they have their own oven and stuff. So this is almost like a tagine. You could use it like that.
Pretty much it is, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So what I'll do, because rice cook very quick, much quicker than obviously the chicken, and although the chicken's been cooking for a while now as well, for about 5-10 minutes now. So, and because the niblets are small pieces, I'm gonna add the rest of the vegetable and then add the rice, and then you just let it cook. Here in. You can see it's all in one pot. By now I should have tasted this, but most of the time I get it quite right. Just enough salt and pepper and flavouring on it.
If you've been doing it for a while, you kind of
That's it, it becomes a habit, it becomes just
You're an expert.
No, I'm not an expert at all. I learn as I go along, but some of these things, yeah, you do. You know it. With this lockdown, as you can see, everybody's been cooking, everybody's learning to bake, and hence why no flour and no nothing. So I've learned quite a few recipes while I was in lockdown. So I started making things like biryani, which I've never really made. I even made sweet rice. I just thought, oh, well, you know. But what it is I hate cooking for too long. I hate making something that's going to take me 4 hours to cook. And things like biryani and sweet rice take long, although they taste nice. So I try and find recipes that are really quick to make. So when I go on YouTube and I look at recipes, I look at recipes that are no longer than 4 minutes. You've got recipes that are 17 minutes. Are they showing us from what they're starting to cut, and other one that I just want them to have all the ingredients written and I can just follow.
So quick and convenient dishes.
And I like quick and convenient meals. I mean, this is really a really good meal to have. Hold on, I've got to learn how to do it. So, yeah, I'll add the peas as well. So you see, beautiful colors, lots of beautiful things. So you've got your chicken, your vegetables, and then the rice comes in. So really everything. So you've got your protein, your carbs, your fiber. You've got everything. So within this pot, you've got carrots, peppers, potato, and peppers, and carrot, peppers, peas, and potatoes. So 4 of the 5 a day. So that's a good one.
Something smells good.
Assalamu alaikum, Rashid.
Salam. See, I popped out for 20 minutes,
Yeah.
about half an hour,
Yeah.
and now I've come back.
It's nearly ready.
This delightful dish,
Yeah.
very colourful, smells great.
Colourful, isn't it? That's the beauty of it, isn't it? So it's got lots of things.
Wait, let me guess.
Okay, go on.
From the smell, I can smell tomato paste, concentrated tomato, garlic,
Yep.
garlic. Obviously, I can see the chicken and the carrots, but paprika maybe.
Yeah. Paprika is another spice that Algerian cook a lot with.
Is it?
Yeah, rather than chili powder, paprika is nice. Sweet paprika is good. I was saying to Junaid, North African don't have very spicy food. Tunisian might, they do a Tunisian couscous which is really spicy, and they have this hot paprika they use. But really, Algerians are not, they don't like chili. They like lots of flavors, but not chili.
Wow.
The first time when I came here, came to England, and my brother-in-law made us a curry.
Hot. Asian
It's
brother-in-law.
Beautiful, it was delicious. We couldn't eat it. We just could not eat it. We were
Chili.
crying.
It's too
For
hot.
some
It
people,
was just too hot.
for some people, they're not used to chili.
But I'm used to it now.
Yeah, you're used to
I
it.
like.
Well, I've got a
the
friend
taste of
who-
flavour.
Tomato ketchup is chili for him. You know what I mean? He starts sweating.
Really?
Yeah. not that bad, but even things like Pringles, what do you call them? Heat wave.
Oh yeah. They're spicy.
Yeah. But I'm used to chili. I can eat chili raw.
Oh no, yeah.
But did you measure this out carefully, or it's
No.
like some chefs? They just
No.
they're used to cooking it so much.
Yeah.
They just know.
So we said in Junaid, you said because you cook it so often. But so if I'm following a recipe, it's a new recipe, then I follow. I don't like it. I just find that I just pour
You
everything.
find it restricting.
Yeah.
What's this dish called?
Algerian rice. Simple as that.
Algerian chicken and rice.
Chicken and rice.
Similar to jollof, you said.
It's similar to jollof, I think. Yeah. What it is each country have their own spices. So the principle is a one pot rice and meat.
Well, there's got to be some African, because obviously North Africa, there's going to be all those different influences in it, isn't there?
Yeah. Where the influence? See, the Algerians there's a big influence with obviously the north of Africa, but also Spain and France and the colonization of the French and stuff. So yeah, let's go back to this. I've added more water to kind of like cover all the vegetables and rice. This is pure guesswork when I put rice. At the moment, I've used the whole mug of rice, which is quite a bit, but there's quite a lot of water, so it'll absorb all the water, the rice, and really it's not a wet thing, it's quite dry. So I'm adding the rice. Because the chicken is pretty much cooked now. We cooked it for about 20 minutes already. And rice cooked quick as well.
There's so many cultures around this area.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea. The
That's what
idea
makes
is to get people involved and coming and sharing the recipe and using the facilities of the community space. So
One day, hopefully, we can sit and eat together.
yeah, soon,
Yeah.
hopefully, unless we get locked down again like
Second
Leicester.
wave, yeah.
Not good.
But yeah, this is good.
Yeah, so anybody out there, we're encouraging anybody, small businesses who are starting, cake makers, what are they called, bakers, cooks, and come and use our community space.
Anyone with a passion for cooking.
Passion for cooking, yeah, and share your recipes here online with us if you're happy to. You don't have to show your face. We're quite happy to, you tell us to do it, or we'll just tape you, film your hands doing it, so you don't have to show your face. But ideally, we want to encourage people to come and share their recipes. And I was saying to Junaid as well, not just recipes, not just cooking. We want people to come and do craft, arts. If they can share something that they really enjoy doing, making, they can share it online. They can do exercise. Is another one.
Yeah.
So here we are. As you can see, there's still a bit of sauce around, but that dries up because the rice will soak it all up, and it's just ready to serve, really. A bit of everything on there. There we are. So you've got your chicken, everything is pretty much cooked. So you've got your chicken, your potatoes, the rice is just cooked, but because there's quite a bit of water in there. But that's how you eat it. It's not supposed to be just fluffy and like a biryani. It's supposed to be quite wet and sticky.
And there you have it.
And there you have it, Algerian rice, my mum's recipe from Oran. Hopefully it's my mum's recipe. Somebody probably will say, no, it's not your mum's recipe. It's just an Algerian recipe. But it's how my mum used to make it. And we adapted. I've adapted a bit. You know, I've added a few things in along the way, I think. But everybody has their own, which is quite nice.